This is the new Olympus OM-D E-M1X. It sits alongside the OM-D E-M1 II, sharing the flagship camera status, and it's designed to appeal to sports and wildlife photographers. As you can see, although it has the same 20.4 million pixel 4/3 type live MOS sensor as the E-M1 II, the E-M1X is much bigger and has a double grip design. This has enabled the control layout to be reconfigured, and it means there's more space for your thumb on the back of the camera. The chunky dual grips also mean the camera feels more comfortable and secure in your hands when you're shooting with long telephoto lenses. And let's not forget that with their 2x focal length magnification factor, micro 4/3 lenses offer a considerable size advantage over full frame optics. If you compare the controls around the E-M1X's two shutter releases, you'll find they match, so it's easy to swap between shooting in landscape or portrait orientation. There are also two joysticks on the back of the camera to set the AF point. There's one within easy reach whichever orientation you're shooting in. Another interesting change is that the mode dial has a B option to access live bulb, live time and live composite mode. There are also 4 custom settings. Over on the left of the top plate there are buttons to access the metering, focusing, bracketing, flash and drive mode options. A long press of the bracketing button reveals the options for selection. Once you've set up the bracketing as you want it, you can turn it on and off with just a quick press of the button. An icon on the screen reminds you if you have bracketing activated. Olympus has built the E-M1X with speed and reliability in mind, and inside its magnesium alloy, weather, freeze and dust-proof body there are 2 TruePic 8 processing engines, 2 batteries and 2 UHS-2 SD card slots. The E-M1X uses the same batteries as the E-M1 II, and 2 batteries are supplied in the box. Together these batteries enable up to 2,580 images to be shot. They can also be charged in 2 hours using the charger, or they can be charged in camera via USB. Helpfully, the camera will operate with only 1 battery installed. Video can be shot at up to Cinema 4K resolution at 24p, with fast motion playback at up to 8.01 times. Fans of slow motion can shoot full HD video at up to 120 frames per second. There's also OM Log 400 video mode for those who want more scope for grading. Olympus's Pro Capture mode is on hand for shooting stills of very fast action, and thanks to the dual processors there's no blackout in the viewfinder. In Pro Capture High, the shooting rate is 60 frames per second, but the focusing is fixed at the start of the sequence. Switch to Pro Capture Low and you can shoot at 18 frames per second with continuous focusing. 35 shots are recorded before the shutter release is pressed fully and 100 after. Alternatively, if you use the mechanical shutter, the maximum shooting rate in single AF mode is 15 frames per second for 143 RAW files. In continuous autofocus mode, the maximum rate is 10 frames per second for 283 RAW files. To help deal with the heat that's generated by shooting high-resolution video or stills at high frame rates, Olympus has built in a heat pipe to conduct heat away from the sensor and ensure reliability. Olympus has introduced a new autofocus algorithm for the E-M1X, and there are 121 cross-type phase detection points. The system is also sensitive down to an impressive -6 EV, so you can shoot in very dim conditions. In addition, an interesting new AF tracking system allows you to specify the type of subject that you want to follow. At the moment it can only be set to motorsports, aeroplanes and trains, but more subjects are on the way. Now let's take a quick look at some of the other interesting features. Thanks to a new gyro sensor, Olympus's superb image stabilizer is rated at 7.5 EV in the E-M1X. You can also adjust the level of stabilization that's applied in video mode. The high-res shot mode has a handheld 50 million pixel option in addition to the 80 million pixel tripod mode. Focus stacking mode creates a composite from up to 15 shots, and the crop is indicated in the viewfinder. There's a new customizable My Menu section, and there's a really quick and easy way to add features to it as you scroll through the menu. When you see an option you want to add, just press the video record button and then select the My Menu page you want to add it to. These locks on the battery and memory card doors are similar to the ones on Olympus Tough cameras for an added layer of security and better weatherproofing. The shutter is tested to 400,000 actuations. Olympus has improved the dust removal mechanism with a new coating on the sensor. The system also oscillates at 30,000 times per second. The E-M1X debuts live ND shooting with a built-in neutral density filter available in 5 strengths from 1 EV to 5 EV. That's very useful for video or long exposure photography in daylight, and it means you don't need to carry a collection of filters or filter adapters. The viewfinder has 2.36 million dots like the EM1 Mark II's, but the refresh rate has been boosted to 120 frames per second, and the display lag is just 0.005 seconds, which means you get a better view of moving subjects. It also has magnification of 0.83 times. Borrowing from the Olympus Tough range, the EM1X has a GPS, barometer, compass and manometer built in. Cable-free tethered shooting will also be possible via the built-in Wi-Fi connectivity.